Welcome to TestTube, a place where we can share our knowledge through short videos. You can send me the videos to that email shown in over here and I will publish it for you with your name on it. The video can be anything about any problem that you have faced and how you have solved it.
In this video, we are going to see how to improve the execution performance in Catalan Studio for web automation. In other words, it means reducing the execution time for the tests which are automated in Catalan Studio. This is based on the principle that Catalan uses XPath as the default object locator. As we know, though XPath is accurate, it is the slowest among all the object locators to identify an object. So what we are going to do is we are going to change the object locator from XPath to other locators which are unique for that application. That way we can achieve or improve the performance of execution, or in other words we can reduce the execution time effectively. This is going to be very useful technique when you have too many objects in your application under test. Now let's see how this is done practically. This is a sample web automation project in Catalan. Now I have opened two test cases. One is just don't go by the name. This is a recorded web test and this is a web test which is created by the same objects, but here we have used the locators which are not XPath. So now let's have a look into the object repository to see what are the objects used for these two tests. So these are the two objects which I have used for these two test cases. Firstly, for the recorded web test, I have used the objects from this recorded object repository. Here we can see that these are the objects, and if you see this object, let me just open this. This has XPath which is used as an object locator. Let us see another one. This is also having XPath. Let us have a look at another one. This is also having XPath as object locator. So my recorded test is going to use the objects which are recorded by Catalan, and as you see all these objects are located by their XPaths. Now let us see the objects used in this test. So this has used the objects which are over here in this manual object repository, and these are the objects which are used in this test. As you see, these are the same objects, but let us go and see inside what it is. So inside here we have used the attribute, the object locators which are of not XPath. So I have used attributes as my object locator, and that attribute is going to be href and text combination in this case, and for this one it is going to be id, and if you see this one, this is using the attribute which is id. So as you see, none of these are identified by XPath. So now I'll demonstrate by running these two tests, and let's have a comparison of the response time, the execution time it took. Now I'll run this test first. Okay, it has completed successfully. So as we see, the end time is 23, 46, 59, 459, and let's see the start time. Start time is 23, 46, 31, 601. Now let's notice the time when it has actually started the execution, which is 23, 46, 45, 7, 42. And this is for the test case wherein the objects are having recognized by locators other than XPath. So now let us see the other test, which uses the objects which are identified by XPath. Okay, I think it has completed the execution. Now let us see how much time it took. Three, 49, 31, 215. Three, 49, 03, 4803. So it looks like this is almost equal, right? But in fact this is not equal. Let us calculate the actual start time. So this is when the browser is open. 23, 49, 13, 061. So the actual test. Now if you see 13 plus 31, it is 18 seconds. Okay, so this is going to be the overall time, and this is going to be the actual time that it took to run the test case. So if you see this, if I choose the objects which are identified by XPath, it took 18 seconds to run my test case, and when I use the other attributes, it actually took 14 seconds. So the execution time is the time from when it has opened the browser. So this is going to be our actual test start time, and this is going to be the end time. This is going to be the actual task time. So this is a place wherein the objects are actually identified. So this is the time we have to count, and if you see, there is a 4 seconds of difference just for this small test. Now you can imagine how much difference it is going to make when you run it in large projects. And this is not just concluded by this test. In fact, I have run multiple runs before I show this demo, and these are some calculations I had, and all of them have proven the same point. This is the recorded test. So for the first time it took 20 seconds, for the second time it took 21 seconds. This is the time which we have to count on. So this is the time difference between when the browser is opened and when the test is ended. So similarly, you will see for the first time it took 16 seconds, and for the second time it took 17 seconds. As you can see, again there is the same 4 seconds of difference. So this is something, how you have to measure it. You can't measure it just by one run or one test case. In fact, it has tested many times, and in all the cases it is proven that uh, this is the technique which you can use to improve your performance, execution performance for web testing, or this is the way you can reduce the execution time for your web automation. Thank you for watching this video, and if you find this video useful, please do subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. And also you can send me any video that describes some new solutions of some problems that you have faced in your life. Thank you.